SMT Nation, thanks for tuning into this episode of the channel. In today's video, I want to discuss something a little bit on the technical side, but I think it's good for you to know. And I know some of you out there are super enthusiasts and super hobbyists, and you're very excited about these things. So this video will be right up your alley. If you're more of a casual network, viewer, subscriber, whatever, this is still good to know too. I'll give you the takeaways and I'll give you the general explanation of what is going on with Spectrum Auction 110 and why this is important to your favorite carrier, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, or even Dish. All right. So first of all, let's get things started by saying it didn't make sense that people were indicating that there was something fishy going on, that Verizon and T-Mobile were signaling to each other, to get out of the auction, and it would get, it would become a deaded auction in which it didn't reach the reserve. We're right here. All right. We're at 21.2 billion as of right now. Round 78 just wrapped up last week. We got more rounds to go, but we're nearing the end. We're very close. All right. So the demand has still been pretty high. So let's just take a look at some of these things. Okay. So this map shows you where the per megahertz pop was highest. That's essentially the money that was generated for that PEA. So those are hotspot areas where it generated a lot of dough. All right. So the demand was high and the per megahertz price was high. So you got like Denver, Dallas, Houston, the usual suspects, right? Like New York, Boston, uh, a couple places in North Carolina, kind of randomly. You'll see some demand in the CLE, a little blue. There's some in Oregon, Southern California, Phoenix. All right, so you guys can check out that map. And then also, here's the per megahertz pop pricing, so you guys can see where it is. All right, so there's the CLE at 0.699. There's the highest one, surprisingly, Mount Airy, North Carolina. Interesting, that is the most expensive place per megahertz pop. That may indicate that there's not a lot of 2.5 gigahertz there for T-Mobile, and there's not a lot of C-band there for a certain carrier or two, right? That could be the case. So, you guys can check those out if you like. I'll put a link to the webpage on this. And then there's some other things. There's one more thing I wanted to show you in addressing the demand issues, right? And this spectrum auction not reaching the 14.8 billion reserve, that whole speculation that happened a couple of weeks ago. The reason I wanted to share this with you is because I wanted to compare it to C-band. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to show you guys this really good graphic here. The orange line represents C-band. You see the huge, enormous demand there, right? Very high. Here's Spectrum Auction 110 in the yellow line. See how it doesn't match the C-band, right? The C-band was like gung-ho off the rip for the first couple of weeks, and then it like really, kind of like tapered off. But this yellow line for Spectrum Auction 110 is still holding demand beyond what C-band had during that same time frame. So when you look at the rounds, you'll see there is still some excess demand through this little segment here where C-band was already done. The demand was over after round 48. Right here, you still have demand beyond C-band pretty much this whole rest of the way. No issues at all making it to the 14.8 billion. We're at 21 billion. I don't know if we'll hit the 30 billion. I doubt it, but I do think 25 billion is legitimate. I think that's going to happen until they finish. I'm not sure how many licenses are left and what's left to auction. But there you have it. This, and by the way, this is great spectrum. This is DoD 3.5 gigahertz. You've got 100 megahertz of it. No company can have more than 40 megahertz in a PA, but that 40 megahertz is gold. This is good spectrum. This is just like C-band. Let me know what you think of this, all these numbers and the story in the comment section below if you'd like to comment. I'd like to read what you guys have to say, so go ahead. Like this video, share it as well, subscribe for more content from the SMT, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss an upload, and check out what's going on in the description box. The Patreon page link is there. Discounts on Los Mobile, early access to videos, live streams, podcasts, and we also have the Twitter handle there and the email address. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.